Oh, hey there. A little sore this morning. I'm gonna try and get a back crack. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, didn't work. Had a pretty good workout yesterday at the gym. Don't really know if that's why I'm sore. I don't know if it's a good sore. Maybe just getting old. 57. Maybe there are no good sores or bad sores. It's just sore. But I did have a good workout at the gym yesterday. I went to the fitness room and I usually do, my routine is the tire flips, the medicine ball toss, the farmer carry, the sled push where you get down and you push a heavy sled on wheels, pull-ups, which I only can do like 1.5, and then some weird rope pull like this, and then I do some core work, and I do 2 sets of that, and I increase my reps by about 20% on about half the exercises, so it felt good to do. And I'm a little tired and sore from it, but I think I had a fitful night's sleep. I still think I've been fighting a little bit of a cold. You can hear it, I'm sure, in my voice. It's going on, it's probably been a month now. Maybe I'll just blame it on getting old. But anyway, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Tuesday morning. It is 6:17. It is almost Christmas. It is December 23rd. Happy almost Christmas Day to you all. This is a little show that I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It is a show about me sharing some feelings, kind of sharing the adventure that is in life. I seem to have I think they're interesting. If you guys don't think they're interesting, you don't have to watch. But I think they're kind of interesting, and I tell my stories with great passion, even the really boring ones. I went to lunch with a couple friends yesterday, and I was telling them the story, how I was shopping the day or two before, and I was really hungry, and I saw some donuts. It was a 12-pack of glazed donuts. And they're just sitting there in the aisle. Nobody was giving those glazed donuts any attention. And I bought them. I'm kind of telling overlapping stories right now. So then I went back to my lunch with my friends and talked about things. But when I was at the grocery store and I bought the donuts, I gorged on the donuts. I had like 4 while shopping. And I went to the cashier and told him, hey, I think somebody's ate some of this box of donuts. And he took me very seriously and goes, oh, are you sure you really want to buy them? And I go, I'm just kidding. It was me that ate the donuts. As if I would actually really want to buy someone else's used box of donuts with 4 of them missing. Yeah, no problem. I hope they enjoyed those donuts. I hope they really enjoyed them. I'll just take what's left. I'm just grateful for the 8 that is left in the box. But I got home at night ate 4 more. And about 20 minutes into this great story with my friends at lunch, I go, oh, I never finished the story for you. The bottom line is there's just 4 left in my box on my fridge. And I'll have you know, there are no donuts left in the box on my fridge right now. I finished them off last night. So I don't know what the point to the story is. Oh, the point of the story is we all have little stupid things that happen in our lives, and we do. For some reason, I think mine are worth retelling. I mean, yours are probably worth retelling. It's not my fault if you don't tell them. You do you. So if you want to listen to me retell stories about donuts, but it's deeper than that. There's many layers to my stories. There's the cashier experience and the hungry going grocery shopping that we all know, and how good those glazed donuts were. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know, I'm going to create a little ambiance. This isn't just a show about me telling stories. For those that have been watching a while, you know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. I got a little work to do before I get to enjoy my love of coffee. So if anybody out there is running late right now and going, oh, Coffee with Ken is on, I'm so glad I caught it on this Tuesday morning. Crud, I don't have my coffee in my cup yet. Don't worry, neither does your fair host, Ken. So you have a moment to gather your coffee before we have our celebratory first sip. This is not, I mean, I was gonna say this is no joke, but it's almost a joke. My friend gave me a present. It's a coffee mug that says, Go Pack Go. For any new viewer, I am living in Appleton, Wisconsin. Whoa, smash! I'm living in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is a town of about 75,000 people, about 30 or 35 miles just south of Green Bay, Wisconsin. And Green Bay, Wisconsin is home to a legendary football team called the Green Bay Packers. And their rival is my team, the Chicago Bears, where I have called home most of my life. So I'm a Bears fan, but everybody else up here loves the Green Bay Packers, including my friend who bought me this rather homely cup yesterday, or gave it to me yesterday. And I would be remiss if I didn't enjoy this morning's cup of coffee. The truth be told, I don't want to have to spoil Christmas Eve or Christmas with such a cup. So I'm going to get its first use now. My candle's over there. Let's go over there. Let's see what happens. I may like it, I may not. We don't have to know. Let's turn off that light. Let's get it a little romantic. You want to have a romantic cup of coffee with a bald man in Appleton, Wisconsin, then you came to the right place, because that is what you have in store for you. No trying to give me the smooch it. It's not that type of show. So as I was saying, it's a show about me sharing my love of coffee, and with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee. Oh yeah, Go Pack Go in front of me, and I'm excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing on this Tuesday morning, 2 days before Christmas, 1 day before Christmas Eve, if I did my math right. And I did. You have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's nice. It's the peppermint mocha. Have another sip. Good morning. I can't exactly read your writing, but good morning. Your writing, your names. Good morning, Brian. Look what I'm reading or drinking my cup out of. His and Her Landscaping, or my coffee on it. So here I am. I'm sitting in Appleton, Wisconsin. This will be my third day off work in a row. I've been working I moved up here in February. I've been working as a waiter at one place, a bartender at another, and a substitute teacher for a local school district. And because of that, all three jobs are shut right now. Both the restaurant jobs are more with banquet hall type facilities, and they had a ton of Christmas events, but they're closed for the holidays. And again, my substitute teaching job, all the kids are on Christmas break, although they call it winter break these days, or try to call it winter break. So either way, my jobs are all off this week, and I'm not totally sure when they start again. I know the school job is closed for 2 full weeks, and the 2 restaurant jobs I think they might slightly reopen on a limited basis, but they're going to be slow as heck all of January. So I don't know what my point is, other than I'm sitting here on 3 days off, and I've got a week and a half minimum before I start work again. A few weeks ago, I was thinking, hey, let's find another job in Appleton, Wisconsin. Thought that was the smart play, maybe better opportunity than the restaurant or the bar I work at. And then it happened as it does, and I feel somewhat compelled to relocate when my lease is up. I've got 2 more months on my lease. It ends, I think, the end of February, which is kind of strange for the record. Just for the record, I moved in on March 27th last year. And so I would have thought, when I moved in at that time, they would have assumed me living till April 1st. But they didn't. They actually went backwards and made my lease like 11 months and 3 days. But either way, I believe my lease was up then. So probably, unless God comes and parts the Red Seas, not the Red Seas, there's only one Red Sea, but parts the Red Sea and makes things happen, as God has a tendency to do in all of our lives, and open up the doors that we need open and create opportunities for me. I'm probably going to be here another 2 months. And if I'm here another 2 months and I'm just doing my substitute job, let me tell you, money's going to get tight. But again, that's okay. We'll figure it out. We don't have to worry our pretty little heads about it this morning. Let's just sit and drink our coffee out of my Green Bay Packer mug. But yeah, I have an opportunity to move to central Illinois, and I'm kicking around some towns that I know and some towns that I don't. I originally thought Decatur. Every bit of research I did on Decatur did not sound very pleasing. Considering Champaign, Bloomington, Springfield. Thought about a town named Danville this morning, but I'm not even sure how big Danville is. I just knew a guy, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago who's from Danville. Dick Van Dyke, I think, is from Danville. And his brother. They're brothers. They were both from there. I don't think Dick Van Dyke lives there still, but I think when they were kids, they lived there. I need a psychiatrist. It will make my day better if I say that word. I don't know what that word is. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like saying it. Happy holidays, Mr. Foosball. How are you? Good morning, Lori. Lori, did you just become a member of my Coffee with Ken show? Your name is Green. I don't think your name has ever been Green before. You say very nice things to me on your comments on my videos, and I appreciate it. And I felt horrible. Poor Lori hopped on and watched my Bible reading last night. What little did she know what awaited her. She hopped on and said, God is good or God is great or something. And I think God is good and God is great. But I didn't hold back on my opinions of what I was reading yesterday during Coffee with Ken or last night during the readings. I had a hard time not laughing. Started reading the Old Testament 2.5 months ago, and I don't want to do it again because I think there's no doubt in my mind that we have to look at the words in the Bible differently than I'm going to look at them differently. I'm not going to, when I picked this up, I thought these were holy words from God and said, okay, let's read holy words from God. In my mind, they ain't holy words and they ain't from God. The Old Testament was written by a bunch of old white dudes trying to control civilization and society and make rules and use the fear of God as a motivator to make the laws and rules that benefited them. I have no doubt that that's why it was written and what it was written about. Bye. And I'm hoping when I get to the New Testament, it gets a little softer. So anyway, I was reading, I went into chapter 21 and 22 about Deuteronomy in the book of Deuteronomy last night. And at my intro, I kind of elongated what I just said about how I think it's a savage book in a savage time. And you'll have people rationalize, oh, but that's just how it was back then. War was hell, and you know, when soldiers took a town, they'd rape and pillage. I go, maybe that's how it was, but God shouldn't be condoning it and commanding it. So it's not just, you can't just say, well, that's the way the time was back then. But these are supposed to be, God should be modernized and not condone, encourage, and put rules in place what you do with the women that you make slaves. And when it's okay to have rape them, and when you have to let them mourn for 30 days before you rape them. But anyway, so I don't want to get going down that rabbit hole again. But I'd encourage you to read the Old Testament and don't skip to the New, because I think there's got to be a reason that the Old Testament is almost hidden. And discouraged. There's no doubt it's discouraged. Everybody says, oh, start with the New Testament. You know, there's no doubt it's discouraged, it's reading, and occasionally you'll get little nuggets of niceness in church about it, but most of it's not nuggets of niceness, I'll promise you that. You're just watching this while you don't understand English instead of studying your homework. Why Well, that might be a good reason for you. If you don't understand English, maybe you can learn it. Maybe there will be a translator here on YouTube that puts my words out in text. Does that happen? The question is, does God exist? I think that's a question that can only be answered by each and every one of us. And whether you believe God exists is totally irrelevant to whether I believe God exists or any number of us believe that God exists. I don't think we're going to ever find proof that there's a God. And I don't think you want proof. I think the key to life, to happiness in life, is having faith and a belief in goodness. And if you can manufacture that in some way that's not God-related, I don't care. But I prefer to believe there's a higher power and I can pray and talk to somebody and I'm never alone. If that, again, I haven't gotten to the New Testament. I'm hoping when I read it, I get caught up in the words and moved by the message and the words in the New Testament and Jesus himself, and can start feeling like I have a personal relationship with Jesus. But right now I generally pray to God. You believe, but sometimes you don't. That's okay. It's okay to have doubts. And it's okay to even make jokes about it or question it, I think. You know, if it's blasphemous to even question, I think that's ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous. And I don't do ridiculous. Nor should you. So anyway, it's Tuesday morning. It is 6:37. It is 2 days before Christmas. We got a lot of topics I can talk about. Okay, I told you I was at lunch with a friend, and she wanted to had thought about setting me up with a friend of hers on a date. And she described her friend as a ton of fun. And I was thinking about it last night as I was going through what most people would perceive as very lame evening. You know, me by myself. I mean, I read the Bible, and that might not be considered lame, but I watched some movie about, what's his name? Adolf Eichmann. And then I went to bed early. And then I thought about my plans for the next 2 days. The highlight of my next 2 days is the fact that that I get to go to the gym today. B, that I got nothing to do and I can probably go to a coffee shop, sip tea or coffee and edit some videos. And C, that there's 6 or 7 services at my church I go to on Christmas Eve. So I can go to one or I can go to all. If my lead pastor gives a really good sermon, I might just stay for them all. I might be there all day, slurping the coffee in the front row. Hi, Brian. That's me getting drunk on the church, free church coffee. But they have a donation thing, which I'll throw some money in. But that money goes to their goodness and the good causes. And I'm telling you, while the church needs money I go to this mega church. I don't have much money, so I tend to, when I walk out, I put $5 in the donation box or whatever it's called, and that's not much money, but It makes me feel good that I'm doing what I think I can at a time when I don't have much. But I don't feel I'm doing it for the church, really. I'm kind of doing it. Yeah, they do good things, and yeah, they spread the word, hopefully keep people warm, maybe feed people. I don't know exactly what keeps the lights on. Uh, but I think when you do it, the person that benefits the most is yourself when you donate or you tithe. I've never given 10% of my income or even close. But I know people that do. And I just feel it benefits the donor more than anybody. Which country? I'm in the United States. Hello, Paul. Are you calling me Angel? You guys, my feet are just a little bit cold. Ooh, and this is loud. This is a little too loud. When I edit this video, I don't want to hear all that crackling too much. I give because God says to do good, or that is what God says. Yeah. Well, I listen. Some sermons were about donating. I'm just telling you from a personal experience. Last year I was living in my car at this time, and let me tell you, making donations when you are living in your car, even $5, is difficult. But it kind of worked out. And I don't think it's karma or manifesting or anything like that, other than, I don't know, when you do something good, you carry your head a little higher. And I'm not even talking about that. It could be picking up some garbage. I know when I walk by a soda bottle in the street, and I could have picked it up, and there's a garbage 20 feet away that I could throw it. Once in a while, I might ignore it. I'll be in a rush or something, and I start feeling guilty about it. And I know if I just pick it up and put it in the garbage can, I feel so much better. And I think if we feel better inside, good things can't help but come our way. Somebody wants to know what is constantly flashing in my face. Is it the TV? Oh, it's the TV. But it's not just any TV. It's Fireplace TV on YouTube. Was I going to go get my slippers? Hold on here. Somebody wrote some long stuff. Okay, hold on. What do you see in your life in the next 10 years? Oh, holy smokes. I mean, I can't even figure out really what I'm doing for the next 10 days. But if you're going to think 10 years out, I think good things. I think spending time with my two precious little ones that need their data, which I'm excited about. I think I'm going to find a home and a job somewhere in central Illinois in the next 2 months. I don't know. Hopefully it's fulfilling. Hopefully it'll be something cool, more longer term. But if it's short term, that's okay too. Hopefully I'll establish some roots, continue doing Coffee with Ken, watch my little ones grow up to little people and young adults, and I don't know, fulfill my heart and soul with joy that little ones can. Hopefully I'll be able to stay connected to my bigger ones, and I'll be closer to them because I'll be back and live in Illinois. I know I'll stay connected, but I'll get to see them more often. If I move to, like, let's say Bloomington, Illinois, that's not even 2 hours from where my older ones are living, and I'll be able to dart up and see them. continue doing Coffee with Ken, hopefully get a little better every day, hopefully get a little wiser, hopefully continue to do my show. I'd like to work in schools, whether it's as a full-time teacher or a substitute. But if I don't work in schools and I somehow become a preacher in a church, or this is my church, and I'm not saying spiritual, but I don't know, I think I have an ability to talk to people that connects, whether it's in school or it was in a church or just via social media. So I think I hope to continue making a difference. It's hard for me not saying and have a ton of money in a big house, but I don't overly care about the ton of money in a big house. I have a hunch that'll happen, but it's not my driving force at all. I just think the trajectory I'm on and the growth of my audience on social media and my revenue and the improvement I've made of myself over the last year, I think that can't help but trickle into my financial situation. But again, that's not a driving force. Do I have any clear vision for where I'll be in the next 10 years? No. Hopefully, no, I don't. But that's my best guess so far. So I'll leave you with that. Jaws says, no one starting their journey with the word should be criticized for having questions. Rather, they should be prayed over, and loved by those who already have a relationship with Jesus. Well, that's beautiful, Jaws. Ankit says, I don't hate God. I just don't believe in imaginary explanations. I stand on evidence, not on fear or heaven or hell. Atheism isn't rebellion, it's honesty. I don't need a God to be moral. Okay, Ankit, I'll say this. You do you. I could care less. Do I want to save your soul? Maybe. But I understand where you're coming from, that you think the concept that you need saving is maybe even condescending. But I've also been there with those thoughts and also been unhappy in life and afraid of every turn, scared of what's going to happen over the next 10 years, scared about how me not working over the next 2 weeks is going to impact my rent payment in 2 months, and scared about a home, scared about a job, scared about asking a girl on a date, about being late for an appointment. I lived afraid and anxious chronically to the point I struggled with depression. And I am telling you, so did my brother Steve, who took his life 3.5 years ago. And I think you can do you. If you need evidence, do you. To be honest, if you're happy, good job. But I'm betting you're afraid and you're not as happy and you feel something's missing. And because life is going to bowl you over it sometimes. You're going to lose a loved one, a spouse, a parent. You're going to lose a job. You're going to struggle with so many things. And I'm just telling you, for me, the load got so heavy 6 years ago that I couldn't carry it anymore. And I promise you, the load got so heavy for my brother Steve that he took his own life 3.5 years ago. And if you want to share that load, it's available to you, and you do that through faith. If you need evidence or proof or something, go for it. Do your life. I don't care. I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm not trying to say I'm going to save you or anything like that. But I'm just telling you, having faith has helped me a lot. And it happened because I went to church, and the words and the verses that they were putting on the screen or singing in the songs felt like they were written for me, a guy that was crushed financially, spiritually, his self-worth was near zero and was in a really dark place, and saw his brother make the darkest of choices. And I felt those words were written for me. And I'm getting the chills when I say it. Yeah. I just skipped to the end. I'm sorry, I jumped through about every question. What disappoints you is watching your governments and leaders make decisions that God might judge us on. And this is going to offend. I'm not. One thing they took out of that person that commented about atheism and talked about they don't fear heaven or fear hell or heaven. I don't worry about hell and heaven either, whoever said that. And I don't really worry about God judging me. I think God understands what I'm going through and knows and loves me anyway. Let's see. Well, thank you for saying that, Lori. Again, yeah, I say it, why I do this. And people ask, why do I do it? And I go, I met this very important locally Christian dude that travels the world and talks about Christianity. And he's an author, and I actually waited on him a couple months ago, or a month ago maybe, at one of my restaurants. And we started talking with Coffee with Ken. And I think he felt something in me. And I think, I've said it 100 times, that God gave me the ability to tell a story, and gave me a story that would resonate with an audience. And the things I've gone through, we all go through in one way or the other. Not everyone gets divorced, but everyone's going to lose a loved one, a sibling, a mother, struggle with finances, struggle with life. And I'm kind of open and honest about mine, and not ashamed or proud of really anything. It's just kind of matter of fact. And I think that connects with a lot of people, and I hope it does. My show does give people hope. Because I think without hope, we're screwed. And without faith, I think we're screwed. And whoever that was a little bit ago that was talking about atheism, again, it's fine if you don't want to believe in whatever. But I think you're screwed without faith or hope or gratitude. And all those things are key elements in going to church and believing, and Christmas. Yeah. I thank God for waking me up this morning. I also thanked Him for my family and place to live. I'm growing in my faith more and more as I trust the Lord. Well, way to go, Angela. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm getting the chills seeing you say that, Angela. It is almost magic. But I wake up every day going, oh, crap. Did I get enough sleep? Will I have enough money? Will I find a home? Will I find a job? What am I going to do? Am I going to be lonely on Christmas? Those are my thoughts. Some version of those thoughts every day. And then I lay there and I go, well, I remember this yesterday. And what snapped me out of my fog was going, well, God, thank you for my comforter. Thank you for the sunrise. Thank you for the beautiful home, my beautiful kids, my Kia Soul, my energy in my body, and my love in my heart. And you can look at the same situation and think, oh crap, I don't have enough. Or you can look at it and say, thank God for what I have. And I am promising you, your life will go so much smoother if you thank God for what you have. You know, it's amazing. It is, because you start noticing good things. You look for things to be excited. Like I'm going, whoa, hey, so lucky that I have this fireplace with this TV and this rug and ooh, this glass of water. Aren't I lucky to have this glass of water? I'm not kidding. People will hop on and make fun of me because I take a first sip and really enjoy it. As if they're proud that they don't really enjoy their first sip of coffee. You know, maybe they should try really enjoying the crap out of it and sighing and shutting their eyes and experiencing it and tasting their flavors and feeling the warmth. Life's better if you do. Let's see. A Filipino child would have enjoyed that water. I enjoyed that water. Why do we need to think about a Filipino child enjoying that water? I'm lucky because I worked for it. Well, I've always thought myself as lucky. Yeah, I've always thought myself I was lucky, even with the darkest thoughts and darkest times. I was almost too tired and gave up. I guess I didn't focus on my blessings, but I honestly always think I'm lucky. If there's a raffle and I'm in it, I feel confident I'm going to win it. And if I don't, I'll get them next time. And I'm telling you, if you have that attitude about things in life, you're going to kind of go, not oblivious to the troubles, because I'm aware of the troubles and I don't even like to call them troubles, challenges. You'll feel just a heck of a lot better, I'm telling you. It wasn't God who gave the rug to you, it was you who worked for it. But God put it in a spot in Target where I found it, and it was like $35. And it was a time that I had so little money. Okay, you say it wasn't God, it was me. Everything in my apartment that you see, this table was $15. This TV was $200, that plant, that table right there, maybe $5 or $10. That lamp that everyone sees was $5. That table was $5. I furnished this area for like $800. Yes, I worked for that $800. But it all came to me as it should when I needed it. Whoa, hey, come on back. Whoa, hey, come on back. There you are. And I think things are working out as they're supposed to. And if you go in with that attitude, again, I'm going to be moving in the next couple months. And if I lost it all, my job, my house, the few things you see in front of you, and I had no faith, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. But they say, like, faith can move mountains. If faith can move mountains, faith can surely find me another home, another job, another rug and another futon and another lamp wherever I end up. And if I didn't have faith, I'd be going, crap, do I want to do it? Can I do it? It's going to be sucky. I'm going to fail. And all sorts of negative thoughts. And I'm not saying I don't have those, because I don't have perfect faith. I question, I worry, and I wonder still. But as a backstop, I have faith, and I go, I can do this. I pray. I don't pray for things. I pray for strength. And God always tells me, you've got this. God has faith in me that nobody else in my life, or that very few people else in my life, have had faith in me. God believes in me. And if God believes in me, who am I to argue? You know, you talk to your friends and you explain something, they might go, oh, poor you, that sucks. Or your wife or your husband or your parents. And you might feel they pity you or doubt you or question your motives or your decisions. You pray to God, and God doesn't question you or doubt you or pity you. He believes in you. And I believe in you, but not when your head's in your ass. And your head's in your ass without faith. And my head was in my ass without faith. So now I think I can move mountains, and I can move towns and move furniture and find new jobs. Sometimes I doubt it, but that doubt usually goes away. And the way it goes away is by having faith. Zenoe believes in you. Well, good for you. Yeah, great. Let's see. I've engaged with her. Some people need religion, but it's still you that needs to put in the hard work to find a new place to live, a new job, and a new couch. I'm just telling you. Having faith is like a superpower, though, and it supercharges you, and it allows you to climb the mountain. And sometimes life is like climbing a mountain, and I am telling you, my brother would still be here today if he had faith. Jaws says, let's see. Many of us with faith have numerous examples of his work in our lives. I firmly believe he wants us to sharpen those experiences to help others facing the similar trials. Jaws, I believe that too. But this person is choosing to look at the things and I don't blame her that she did the work to gain those things. And you talk about examples of what God did in your life. This person would choose to look at it as examples of her rising up and kicking ass and making it happen on her own, and not God doing it. And I understand that thought, but at some point down the road, you might be getting your ass beat so bad that you don't have the strength to put your boots on and make it happen on your own. And you need something else. And if you have that something else, it's a pretty good feeling. Let's see. Read the book, The Great Controversy by Ellen G. White, to know the Bible prophecy. Zenoia, I need the belief in myself to get myself through hard times. If God was real, he would not allow suffering or allow different religions to attack each other. Why does God choose one over another? Is God's will or is it chance? Like choose one or over another in what way? Jaws says we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I think that sums it up pretty well. That's a good way to say it. Somebody says, it seems I like solitude somewhat, Mr. Ken. I do too. Oh, I was talking about that earlier. About my friend who was going to set me up with this fun person. And I was thinking, I'm not that fun. I was invited to my brother-in-law's where all my nieces and nephews are going to be for Christmas. And it was weird. I said I couldn't make it. Usually I tell them, give them more story than they need. But I just said I couldn't make it because I think this Christmas I'd rather spend it at home alone for whatever reason. Whether it's watching a movie, doing videos, listening to music, taking hot baths, eating any food I want, going for a walk. I made the decision to spend it alone. Somebody says, let's look at faith. Christianity believes God is the creator. Does the clay get to demand what the creator makes of it? I mean, I don't know. That might be too philosophical for my first cup of coffee. Why do some suffer so much, not by their own choosing, only others to have it so easy? Well, first of all, your name is Broken Dreams. I'm betting with a name like Broken Dreams, you don't have faith. And you're probably not that optimistic. I mean, your name is Broken Dreams. And you're focusing on the wrong things. And you're not being grateful. You're focusing on for loss and suffering. And there's no doubt there's suffering out there. My sister died of cancer 6 months ago. She was a woman of a great faith. And I don't think ever blamed. I think, although she fought it as hard as she could, what do they say? Face your maker. She was hopefully, I mean, I have faith that she had a good life and did the things she was supposed to do. And although I miss her and wish she wasn't gone, I think God had a plan for her. And she fulfilled it or has more things to do, whether it's in heaven or in through her kids' lives or what have you. Yeah, the Bible doesn't say all things are easy. I don't think anybody has it so easy, would be my answer. I don't think anybody has it so easy. We all go through stuff. I was talking to a friend yesterday and was talking about struggles in the family. And I go, wow, you know, that it's interesting. I thought it was just me and my family that had issues, but we all go through stuff. Angela said, if God weren't in my life, I don't know where I'd be. Zenoia says, I'm optimistic in my own abilities, and I think that's because you have faith in yourself, not a false idol. Well, okay. Well, I would say this to you. Why are you here debating this? I'm going to go get some coffee. And I'd like your answer. Why aren't you off doing your great, positive, happy things on your own? And why are you debating it? I'm just curious. I mean, I'm happy for you. I don't need you to be Christian at all, but I'm curious as to what your purpose is being here. Where's my slippers? Where's my slippers? Oh, they're there. Oh, let's see. I'm not debating. You are stating your beliefs. I'm stating yours. This is my show. This is what I do. I don't believe you. I don't believe you are positive or have faith in yourself. I think you're going to hit a point in life where you're going to run into a brick wall and not know what to do. And that point's not today, and I'm not wishing it on you. I'm here because this is my show, and this is what I do. But you're choosing to get, you say you're not debating, you're calling it a false idol. God, a false idol. You are debating. This is my show, and I'm doing, if you will. You're choosing to disagree with what I say. And that's okay. But I think there's a reason you're here, and you do question your own faith and wish you could be included in a club and you feel left out. I don't believe you at all. I've said what you said, and I was a miserable sack of crap. And I'm guessing deep in your heart, you know the same. Best thing a faithless person can do is help others. Let's see. Do you think the Bible appeals to so many because it offers comfort by believing there's life after death? I didn't get comfort from life after death. I'm not even sure there is life after death. I got comfort from the words saying, give your fears and worries to God. That's what struck me. I don't know what gives optimism to others, but what moved me was the common theme of inner turmoil, inner anxiety, inner fear that I was going through, that I didn't know the rest of the world was going through. And by going to church and hearing the words and listening to the songs, I'm going, wow, this could have been written for me. Oh. So it wasn't life after death. I'm not even sure I believe in heaven or hell. I'm actually fairly sure I don't believe in heaven or hell. Maybe that will come to me, but it hasn't yet. I've lost 3 in my direct family over the last few years, and I kind of feel a presence to them, a spirituality to them that I don't think I had 10 years ago. You are welcome, your boy Skipper. What a glorious audience. What's your main focus over this Christmas period? I don't really have a main focus. Yeah, I don't have a main focus over this Christmas period. I'm just going to enjoy it. I mean, my main focus would be working towards finding a place, I guess my long-term focus in central Illinois and maybe some employment, but just be at peace and get through it and feel good and enjoy it as much as possible. Whether it's my coffee or my candles or my fireplace or a movie I watch or video editing. You want to ask a religious but contentious question, but I promise I just want to hear my view. Go for it. Zenoia, I've allowed you to engage long enough. I hope you go on, and right now you're interrupting me. And I hope you go on and have a happy life and you are positive and you feel good and you feel great about everything you do. But you seem determined to be here disagreeing with what I'm saying. And you've talked for long enough. You've gotten more than enough attention. Go on with your life. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. You know, yeah. I hope she does well. Do we believe in or follow teachings of the Bible, or is concept of God something that gives us comfort? I don't know the difference. Do I believe in the teachings in the Bible? I'm reading the Old Testament and not struggling with it, totally not believing that they're the words of God at all. So that's where I'm at. I don't know what other people do when they read the Bible. So when you say we, I don't know. I'm reading it and I'm disturbed by the words in the Old Testament. Perez drank every day for 15 years. You've not taken a sip of alcohol in 2 weeks now. Cold turkey. Way to go, Perez. Nice job. Hello, Alice from Alabama. Johnny JJ, my morning is great. Yeah. Oh. Wait, Johnny JJ, didn't you just hop on and say, you said, hi, how was your morning? And then your next line was, it seems I can't handle people disagreeing with me. That confuses me. You hopped on 30 seconds ago and said, hi. Then you said, how was my morning? And I said, it's great. And then your next line was, it seems I can't handle people disagreeing with me. Did I miss something? But you just hopped on, Johnny JJ, and said hi. And then you asked how I'm doing. And then 5 seconds later, you said, it seems I can't handle people disagreeing with me. Makes me wonder. I am an open soul. For people that have faith, their faith in a supernatural being gives them comfort, but they don't believe in the teachings of the Bible. Faith is really a mental health tool. I have not believed in I don't even think I'm not reading any teachings in the Bible. I'm 5 books in, and I don't think it's been about teachings at all through the first 5 books of the Old Testament. Yeah, I'm hoping there's some teachings in the Bible. Maybe I'm missing something. But I don't know. It just seems like a rule book and I haven't come across any teachings in the Bible yet. Oh, hey Angela. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I can't like that, but that's awesome. Let's see. Merry almost Christmas. I give to keep my heart open and grateful, and to know how blessed I am to have a warm home and food in my fridge, and many friends and families to celebrate with. Well, way to go, Don Carlson. Proverbs has a lot of teachings, so do the Gospels. I'm going to read straight through it. And again, I was told to skip the Old Testament. And I was wondering, why is everyone telling me to skip the Old Testament? It's because the Old Testament's horrible. You've only been following a couple months, but you love hearing my voice. Well, I appreciate you saying that. Why does God give young children painful diseases and cancers and die young after so much suffering? I can't understand it. Makes it hard to believe in God. I'd say this, we're not maybe meant to understand everything. We don't need to understand everything or have the answer for everything or have a solution to everything right now. And as painful it is and heart-wrenching it is, and we're not supposed to have the answer for everything. I get lucky, Lori, every once in a while. Lori said, well said, Ken. Because believe me, I've asked myself, or I've asked, hey, how's this going to work out? How am I going to get here? What's going to happen? Why is this happening? And, I don't have an answer for it all. Your boy Skipper, did I answer your question? The Old Testament is complicated. Plus, Jesus is the new covenant. I don't think the Old Testament's complicated. I think it's horrible. It's horrible. It's not complicated, it's horrible. Again, I'm hoping, I'd love to get my pastor on and discuss that. What's popping? You mean like the sound? It could be my fireplace crackling. We can tell you don't worry about others, Skipper. What do you mean? Why are... Huh. Yeah. We have a glorious audience today. We have 66 people watching. We got 42 thumbs up. I might get another cup of coffee. We've talked for 70 minutes. Where'd the time go? Wait, was I hating on the Bible? I mean, I wouldn't say I was hating on the Bible. I was giving you my book review. I've read 5 books. I'm in the 5th book. I'm in the book of Deuteronomy. And I'm glad I'm reading it because I think I'm not hating on it or being anti-spiritual. I'm saying it's horrific. I haven't gotten any lessons. Every day I read and they tell you how to butcher an ox or what to do with a guy that's picking up sticks or what to do with the women you capture after you siege their city. Yeah, there might be some nuggets in there, but if there are, they're very few and far between. Apparently, I missed one yesterday. In the book of Genesis, after God wiped out the world with floods, he apparently gave the rainbow to say there would be no more floods to wipe out the earth. I missed it. I didn't miss it. I must have read it, but it's buried in horrific tales of rape and incest and murder. Angela can't buy donuts because you love them so much. Well, Angela, apparently I can't either. I bought 12 and they were gone within 2 days, but they were delicious. I understand why that person could interpret I'm hating on the Bible. And Lori, I'm not hating on it, but I'd like a better explanation to why God is telling Israel to rape the women that they conquer. Repeatedly. And kill all the men and the babies. I want to know why there's the chosen people. Why is God choosing winners and losers? That doesn't seem right. Or encouraging genocide and rape. You know, when Genghis Khan did it, he was portrayed in a when Stalin and Hitler did it, they're portrayed as vicious tyrants. The same stuff's going on in the Old Testament, and I'm just curious as to why. No, Nancy, please do. I'm not trying to stop you from reading it. I'd love a different interpretation. But I don't know how you could interpret it anything different. He says, surround the city, give them a peace offering. If they accept it, make them your slaves. If they don't, kill every man and rape all the women. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I believe that, Grand. I believe, what I'm saying is I think the Old Testament was written by dudes that were trying to control society at a time. Yeah. Somebody's, let's see. Somebody's pushing the limit. The day after the election, last November, I had people hopping on saying Trump wins, Trump wins, Trump wins. I voted for Trump, but I was still turned off by the them dominating the conversation with one comment. And again, I tend to give people room to air their comments, but if you're you can call me a liar once or twice, maybe 3 times. But at the 5th time, I'm gonna go, okay, you're starting to annoy me. God's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts, just as the sky is higher than the earth. Ball Striker, did you read the Old Testament, or do you know what I'm saying about the Old Testament? Wait, let's see. Search for answers, or just come into random lives and demand someone else teach you that. We'll call. Let's see. Jesus loves you so much that he literally died for you. Israel, this is our land according to a God we invented in a holy book we conjured up for ourselves. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just wondering your interpretation, or I guess maybe you haven't read it. I'm kind of fascinated by it, that what I'm uncovering in the Old Testament. Again, I gave this alert before I started reading last night. And immediately chapter 21 in the book of Deuteronomy started going into the same sort of thing, what to do if a man and woman sleep together, or this or that, and you stone them. It's just an endless. I've spent 2.5 months, and they bring out the rocks and start flinging them for all sorts of things. And I just don't see how you're supposed to find any inspiration or any goodness from it. And again, I watched The Chosen, and it was the Pharisees were almost comical in it when they started throwing rocks at Jesus and the disciples for blasphemy. And honestly, a lot of what I'm saying this is what Jesus was saying in the movie The Chosen. I haven't gotten to the New Testament, but Jesus didn't agree with so much of what was going on with the laws of Moses, apparently, in the Old Testament, and the rules they had in place, that he did things that led to his crucifixion by those that followed the Old Testament. So maybe me questioning the Old Testament as harshly as I have, and honestly as I have, isn't foreign to Jesus, because again, I just watched The Chosen, I haven't read the New Testament yet, because Jesus does. Jesus does work on the Sabbath. He has people beneath him he washes his disciples' feet. He does things that the strict followers of the Old Testament hate so much they get him crucified. Jesus is a common franchise for the weak-minded. Step right up. Give all your money. Old Testament was all about the law and the Hebrews not being able to keep it. I'm not sure that's true, Ball Striker, and I'm not even overly trying to disagree. Have you read the Old Testament? I think there's a message that there's a depiction of God as very angry in the Old Testament. I can't help but think he's an amazingly angry God, if you believe those words, who needs sacrifices made to him and pleasing aromas constantly. I don't find him a good God or a just God or a kind or a loving God at all, reading the Old Testament. Hello, Kimmy Cat. He was getting rid of corruptness, not being angry. He was angry all the time. What do you mean? He was angry. Moses actually had to say, hey, take it easy, God. He did. And again, let me see, who said that? Who said that? Brother Ken 7. Have you read the Old Testament? It feels good being able to say that, because most of my life, I never read the Bible at all. But I'm wondering how many of you that are telling me the intent of it have read the Old Testament. God was angry all the time. I think they might even use the word angry. He wasn't getting rid of corruptness. He was stoning dudes that were picking up sticks. Oh. What should you read? I don't know. What do you want to read? I recommend what's my favorite book? Compound Effect. If anyone wants to read a real good book, Compound Effect. It's about small changes over time and the impact they can make on your life. So I'd start there. Wow, we have a glorious audience. Moses asked God to take out his anger on him because the Israelites made a golden idol and God was going to kill them, but Moses changed God's mind. But Brother Ken, that part about the golden calf is such a... It's in there. And to me, it was the story because I watched the Ten Commandments a bunch of times. But again, I've spent 2.5 months reading it, and so much of it is to call it anything else but savagery wouldn't be being honest. I would call it savagery. It wasn't actually a golden calf. It was set on the fire and got tested to people, and they believed it because it would move around. But again, that's not even what I'm talking about, the God being angry at this and at the golden calf. Moses was the best leader because Moses said that if you wanted to destroy them, you're going to have to destroy me also. God tested Moses' heart. Nefertari was a babe, somebody said. She was. Anyone can read, but you must comprehend what you are reading. First of all, not anyone can read. Oh, and I think I'm comprehending it just the way it is. You condemned Christianity, but you don't condemn Judaism. You're quoting Old Testament. I don't know that I condemned anything, and I am quoting Old Testament because that's what I'm reading. God's never going to destroy the Jewish people because he loves them. In Isaiah, it says the guy's going to redeem all the Jewish people, even if they're some of them that live wickedly. Well, he threatens to wipe out the Jewish people all the time. You don't believe in the New Testament because the God in the New Testament doesn't correlate with the Torah. It takes the Holy Spirit's guidance to understand the Bible, Old or New Testament. I'll let you, I don't know, it's a totally different God in the New Testament. I believe the only God, which is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do it right. I don't know what that means. Good morning, Michael Amancha. We got the New Testament says everything is forgiven if you believe in a man. The 10 Commandments, the first commandment, it says you should never pray to any false gods, never compare me to any other thing. You don't have to agree. No, it says you believe in the Son of God. He don't know Jesus, the Lord Almighty. He's a bum. You mean I'm a bum or Jesus is a bum? Oh. Ciao, greetings from Italy. Hello from Italy. How are you? How are you? And Isaiah, if you go on YouTube, you can get the audiobook of Isaiah. If you don't want to read it, very interesting. Oh, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it, but I'm going to read it one book at a time. I'm not jumping ahead. You have to be patient. I'm going to be reading chapters 23 and 24, I believe, from the book of Deuteronomy tonight. I hope you all tune in for what should be a wonderful reading. Let's see. Better idea. Somebody wants to suggest Martha's rule, 10 essential rules for achieving success. Apparently Martha Stewart, he likes, I don't know if that book's better than the Bible or the other book I recommended a minute ago. What is the book I read about The Compound Effect? Oh. Well, we could do a little Bible study every day on this. Brother Ken says, you need to read the book of John first, then you'll understand the rest of the scriptures. I think I'm reading it just as I'm supposed to, from cover to cover. And my interpretation is spot on and just as it's supposed to be. And you, my audience today, are the exact people doing the exact thing you're supposed to right now. God is not a monster that randomly gives out punishment. You're paying for your things, whether it is in life or your previous reincarnation. I'm having a hard time not calling the God in the Old Testament monstrous. You felt Jesus when you were at the lowest point in your life. He's been with you always. Way to go, Angela. We're very close to the end. Any advice I can give to chat to not believe in Jesus as your God and believe in the one true God, the God of Israel? I don't know what that means. OT laws seem harsh, but were for very good reason. To protect the purity and the bloodline that the Messiah was to come through. Israel was very disobedient, which could potentially corrupt God's plan. So you're saying all the savagery that is in the Old Testament, the rape, the murder, the burning, the stealing, the looting, and again, the rape, is there to protect the bloodline that becomes Jesus? And if that's what you're saying, at least it's an explanation for why that is in there. There is no rape. You need to read deeper word, study in Hebrew, which it was written in. Oh, come on. Come on. You expect me to learn Hebrew? That's just asking too much. I'm having a hard time. You want me to learn Hebrew so I can read the Bible? I think there was rape, unless there's a serious mistranslation. What a glorious audience we have today. A glorious audience indeed. So it's Tuesday morning. There is. English has very poor translations, you will see. Just keep, hold on here. Seeking truth with your whole heart, and God will guide you. Yeah. Yeah, no, I am. Learn all the secrets from the Garden of Eden and they stay young forever. Read the Tree of the Decoded Book. I'll tell you what, the Garden of Eden is such a tiny bit of the Bible. I was a little disappointed. I expected a whole book or several chapters on Adam and Eve. There's not much written about Adam and Eve. Let's see. You actually know a guy that is going word by word from Hebrew to the Bible. It's unreal. Well, yeah, again, I don't know. What, I don't understand. I mean, you mean learning each word? Translating it without knowing Hebrew? It'd be quite a reading. Well, thank you, Kimmy Cat, for being... Oh, Kimmy Cat, it just dawned on me who you are. Have a wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. You were on earlier. I forgot who you were. Now I remember who you were. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know how much else I have for you. We talked for an hour and a half. It is 7:48. We got 72 viewers. We got 46 thumbs up. First of all, while you're here, why don't you double tap the screen a little bit? Let's get me to 50 likes. Maybe Kimmy Cat can be my girlfriend? Yeah, maybe. But Kimmy Cat has to go to work. Good morning, Bill. Let's see. You just gave me a like because I seem like a cool guy. And you'll subscribe. You're not subscribing for me, Good Times. You're subscribing for you. Don't do it for me. Do it for you. You subscribing to my page is going to get you all this great content every morning. Oh, okay. Kimmy Cat, somebody's suggesting you can be my girlfriend. We could golf together. We don't live close enough. I don't know that I want a girlfriend. I don't think I do well in like romantic relationships. Kimmy Cat, be warned. I'm sure you're would be anxious to be my girlfriend. I don't know that I'm good with girlfriends. Maybe I like being alone. You need a girlfriend. Every man needs a woman. Does every man need a woman? We were designed to have a partner in life. Kimmy Cat says she's better alone too. I don't even know if we've ever met, Kimmy Cat, have we? I don't think we've ever met. That's funny. I don't even know how we know each other. We're on social media together. Let's see. So, Mr. Tenbush, should we choose men then? You'll be closer to your children. You can do it. Oh, I'll definitely be closer to my children. Oh, not with Kimmy Cat. I'm flying right over Kimmy Cat and headed south of her. I don't know where. Kimmy Cat, are you still here? I was going to post on Facebook. Danville, Champaign, Springfield, or Bloomington. Pick a city. Do you have any thoughts if you're there, Kimmy Cat? Maybe I will post it on Facebook. What is your painting in the background of? No, we haven't met. Went to same gym. You started following me on Facebook. Do you have any thoughts on those towns, Kimmy Cat? I mean, I guess I could reach out to you in person. Oh, I need to move back to, I get to move back to Illinois. When am I moving? Probably in the next 2 months. How old am I? I'm 57. What is my most useful tool for keeping up with my mental health? Gratitude and faith. Am I a Pritzker fan? No. I'm going to miss the politics here in Illinois. Danville? Why not Millmine? I've never heard of Millmine. Wow, you guys are really commenting. So God condemned man to death in the Garden of Eden, not because he was mean or angry. He did it because they disobeyed a direct command, and that is why he did it in over. Mr. Tenball says, I could date any age group. He's a prize for a woman. Well, I love it. So you're moving to Illinois. Well, I'm hoping to. Bears are winning. Why are you drinking? Why am I drinking out of a Green Bay cup? Well, that's a great question, Kimmy Cat. I might reach out to you today. Is that okay, Kimmy Cat? If I send you a message, will you respond to me on Facebook? I guess I might send you a message anyway, and you can respond if you'd like to. But why I am drinking out of a Green Bay Packer cup? One of my friends up here in Wisconsin gave it to me as a Christmas present yesterday.
I was working at a bar right by Lambeau Field and was watching the Bears play Green Bay the other day. And the Bears scored a touchdown to send it into overtime, and everyone went, "Boo!" And I went, "Yay!" They told me I was fired. I mean, I'm right by Lambeau Field. I'm within 10 minutes of it. So I couldn't be more in the heart of Green Bay land. I was in Green Bay cheering for the Bears against the Packers. And by the way, for anyone wondering out there, despite Green Bay totally dominating the Chicago Bears over the last several years, Green Bay has a special spot for the Bears that makes it still a rivalry. I was thinking a bigger insult than was they would stop caring about the Bears, but they certainly still do care about the Bears. They have a song they all sing in bars, and I don't know the title of it, but they play it and they all sing along that the Bears still suck. So the Green Bay Packers respect, admire, hate us still, which I appreciate. Because I thought they'd take us for granted because they're crushing us so many times. Kimmy Cat, how about we chat in person? Maybe, is that okay? My ex-wife is gonna be moving to Illinois, central Illinois, with my two little ones, and I wanna be as close to them as I can. All the good teams suck this year. I'll tell you, after watching it, I don't think the Packers or the Bears look particularly good. And I'm used to teams winning 40-8 or 40-7 or something like that. And the Bears and the Packers have had two kind of winning ugly games. And they seem to, the Bears have won a lot of ugly games, but find themselves 11-4. Wait until she gets there first and then live on the same street. I don't want to live on the same street as my ex. It'd be nice for my kids. Is there anything you will miss from where you are now when you move? Yeah, there's a lot of things. My awesome apartment, my YMCA, the coffee shops, the downtown, my friend Julie, and my church. I'll miss. Yeah, I like my apartment a lot too. It's very nice. I wonder they have nice apartments like this in Danville or Bloomington or Champaign or Springfield. Good morning, and we are blessed. Nora, happy birthday to you. Oh, what a fun and glorious audience. Okay, hold on here. Let's see. The Mosaic Law was given to teach the Israelites how to be faithful. The 10 Commandments are how we are supposed to live our lives. When we have love, it fulfills the whole of the law. I don't know. Where are we going to answer? You've only been to Urbana, didn't go into the Champaign side of town. I'll tell you, I went to school at the University of Illinois. I graduated there in 1990. And I've been looking around. Some part of me finds it a little creepy looking at the map as I'm searching out apartments and going, oh, Neal Street, that used to mean something. Oh, Green. And feeling like I'd be living right where I lived, where I went to school. Felt a little creepy for me for some reason. And I don't know Bloomington, Illinois really at all. And that kind of intrigues me that I wouldn't know it at all. Because I'd be walking around, I'd feel like I'd be walking, stepping on ghosts, living where I went to college a little bit. Your friend taught chemistry at the University of Illinois. Connie, come on. Anything I say, you say. You know. Okay, Connie, what do you think of Bloomington? I kind of want to flirt with Kimmy Cat. Kimmy Cat, are you still there? You're an Eagles fan. You don't know about this year for us, but you still have a shot. The Bears beat you this year. How good could you be? It's funny because we're kind of talking about a whole bunch of topics at the same time. Hey, Psalms 116, all men are liars. Somebody said, question, a while back you were going to go meet somebody from the chat. How did that go? I met a woman for coffee. We had a nice cup of coffee. She's married with 2 little babies, and she still watches my show regularly. If you're talking about who I think you're talking about. I look like a young Bruce Willis. I appreciate that you're saying a young Bruce Willis. All right, we have 56 people watching. I'm sad. I think Kimmy Cat's gone. Or perhaps Kimmy Cat's just being quiet. I think, you know what I like most about Kimmy Cat? Her name's pretty sexy. I've never met her, but her name's Kimmy Cat. That's super sexy. Can I get a little more coffee? Are you guys going to get me up to 60 thumbs up? Did anyone subscribe? Merry Christmas to you, to my channel today. Isn't it odd how all the religions fight over artifacts and lands when the idea is to focus on the teachings? Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, etc. never said that any place was holier than the next. According to the Old Testament, though, I agree with you. But according to the Old Testament, God is telling them to fight over lands and to wipe out people that are on the lands. And that's what's bothersome to me about the Old Testament. It just seems like a savage book of rape and pillage. Oh, people look for physical representations of God when the best place to find God is within the soul. That's beautiful. Brother Ken is going to work in the food pantry now. Brother Ken, I wonder why you would say you're going to work in the food pantry now. Yeah. But there's something self-congratulatory about announcing to us that you're going to go work in the food pantry. Has all of the Old Testament you've read sanction rape and pillage, or just one part of one chapter? Oh, no. It's not one part of one chapter. It's consistent. It's not all about rape and pillage, but it's all about savagery in my mind. It's not one chapter. It was comical. I talked about it at length and immediately started reading Deuteronomy 21. Do you know what you do to the women that you take according to God in chapter 21? When you take a city and you take the women to do with as you please, you shave their heads and clip their fingernails, and you give them 30 days to mourn over their loss of their father and mother. And then you have sex with them. And if they are not pleasing, you can't make them a slave. You have to let them go because you've already humiliated them. But they won't be a wife. But if they please you, they'll be your wife. It's in Deuteronomy chapter 21. And that's not, I hadn't even read that yesterday, but it's there. It is. It's totally there. And it's fun to be able to cite specific chapters, and not rare. It's all over. What do you mean? Wait a minute. Good Time says that's only if you take them as a wife. I'll just say, to interpret this, the words of these last couple chapters in any sort of positive way, I would say is totally foolhardy. I might not tolerate it. You know, you kill every man, and if they accept your peace offering, you make them slaves. If they don't, you destroy the city and you burn it and you rape the women. Your goal in 2026 is to make me laugh. You just made me laugh right now. You've already accomplished your dreams for next year. I'm a cool dad. I hope so. Sorry if you're not supposed to use the word. I didn't see it. Let's see. You should know also that we're human beings and our logic is different than the logic, and the way we think is different than the way he thinks. That's a fact. Fellowship with Jesus Christ offers freedom and enlightenment. Why are you so stuck on the destruction of one city? It's not one city, Mikhail. It's not one city. They were the rules on how you take all cities of all peoples. It wasn't one city. Everyone's interpretation is valid. A good Bible discussion respects everyone's interpretation. Well, JS, maybe you should go find a good Bible study because you're watching Coffee with Ken. Oh, I believe in Jesus Christ, but I believe the God depicted in the Bible is a false God. But I don't say that argumentatively by any means. Well, I will tell you what, the Bible in the Old Testament, I don't think has spoken of love or kindness or faith or hope or understanding at all. All right, again. I don't know why. You guys can come on with controversial statements or thoughts, but you can't do it 100 times. Eventually, I'm going to have to time you out. Excuse me. Oh, we're almost at 60 thumbs up. We've almost talked for 2 hours. I can't stop thinking about Kimmy Cat. Something about her name, Kimmy Cat. Read the whole Old Testament. I am. I'm at chapter 5. People have interpreted good in the Old Testament after the whole thing. JS 60540. You're from Naperville, obviously. So you probably know me and might even stalk me. Have you read the Old Testament? And I'm curious, I want to know, because again, I'm five books in, and it's ugly so far. I'm going to read it all. Wait, Eastview Church? Connie McCabe, Eastview Church. All right, well, thank you for subscribing. We have a glorious audience. We got 68 people watching. We got 62 thumbs up. 55 is here. Welcome, 55. Here's a good one. Why did God harden Pharaoh's heart? I was wondering the same thing, Mikhail. I was wondering the same thing. That was in Exodus, I believe. Yeah. He would ask Moses, have Moses ask the Pharaoh to do certain things. And then at the end, it seemed like Pharaoh was considering doing the things that Moses asked of him. But each time it says, yet, and God hardened Pharaoh's heart. And Pharaoh didn't respond positively to the requests. No, I was wondering the same thing. Why does God keep hardening Pharaoh's heart? You've been here the whole time, 55. I missed all your previous comments. Well, I was going gaga over Kimmy Cat. You used to tell your mother that the Old Testament was barbaric. Well, thank somebody for seeing it. I'm surprised more people don't go, you know it, Ken. It is. It's ridiculous. You should know that every moment is a test. The world is just a test. This isn't heavy on this world. Do you know how much good people in the world suffer? Maybe. Ken probably, hold on here, probably wonders where the darn hair got to as well. I don't think he has the answer. I don't have that question. I don't not only have the answer, I don't even have the question. I don't care at all where my hair went. And again, a glorious audience. Let's see. It's true. I don't wonder where my hair went ever. Ever. Did I recognize your glory 60540? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? We've had a great show today. It's 8:13. We've talked for just about 2 hours. Do you need somewhere to stay in Bloomington? Yes, Connie McCabe, I do. Do you have somewhere to stay in Bloomington? What's hard for me is I think to really find a home and a job somewhere in central Illinois, I need to be there or have so much money that I can just put my stuff in storage and have it shipped whenever I want. But to really find a job in these places, I think I need to be there. And right now I'm kind of just doing a little research from afar and looking at towns like Bloomington, Champaign, Danville, Decatur, Springfield, or whatever. And it's hard to find a place and a job when you live 400 miles away. Somebody says Bloomington is your typical college party town. Rochester, suburb of Springfield. I think Bloomington's a lot bigger than just a college party town. Could you say the same thing about Champaign? I mean, you could say the same thing about Wisconsin. There's bars everywhere. You know a person that would probably let me stay with him. You know, Connie, I appreciate the thought, but that's about as hot of a lead as nothing. No offense, but I mean, I don't know you, and you don't know this guy, and it'd be just weird. So yeah, you know, you might be weird, he might be weird, I might be weird, so it'd be just as good as having two total strangers hook up. I have time off, go for a couple days to do a search. Believe me, I'm considering it. Let's see, I live near a town called Burlington. All right. Normal in the college town, Bloomington isn't. You won't recognize Champaign when you come, especially campus town. So much building has happened. Yeah, Dave, I've been there a couple times. And I've been to Bloomington before. Part of me would be intrigued by something totally new. Almost choked on my coffee. That would have been embarrassing. That would have been embarrassing. Try Burlington or Wilmington or Scottsdale. Scottsdale, Arizona? You own a house in Decatur. Fred Hinkle, are you making that up? Fred, I would reach out to you because Decatur would be a good solution for me, but everything I've read about Decatur is not good. Savoy, yeah, but how big of a town is Savoy? Good morning, James Vanderdam. Mount Zion is a suburb of Decatur that is nice. Is that true? Clinton. Okay, but you guys are kind of throwing out a whole lot of places. I'd like Fred Hinkle to tell me about Decatur. Savoy is good sized and it's attached to the Champaign, like Urbana is. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh! Okay. There's something about my celibate lifestyle that when a woman named Kimmy Cat hopped on, she's got me distracted. So somebody's saying Savoy. I know Savoy, that's probably where the golf course used to be. And somebody said Mount Zion. Is that correct? Is near Decatur? Decatur. And again, it's kind of fun. Hello from India. Why are you asking if I'm a Christian? Mount Zion is the south side of Decatur. There are some nice places there. But is it a nice town? Rochester? Fred Hinkle, are you still there? So you guys are giving me suburbs of these little towns. What's important to me, wait, Forsyth by Decatur? What's Forsyth? And what's Maria? Maroa? Let's see. Somebody said Shelbyville's a nice town on a huge lake. Hold on here. Get my flirting skills as smooth as that head and you won't have any trouble finding a good woman. I don't know if I want a good woman. I don't know if I want a good woman. Wait, Kimmy Cat, you're still here. You're distracting me, Kimmy Cat. You're supposed to be awake. It's been forever. I haven't been on a date in 2.5 years, and your name is Kimmy Cat. You know how sexy that sounds to a guy that hasn't been on a date in 2.5 years? You think I do deep down why I would start flirting with Kimmy Cat? Well, she's got a sexy as hell name. She's Kimmy Cat. You're doing the nurse thing. That makes you even sexier, Kimmy Cat. I'm picturing you as a naughty nurse for Halloween. Go on a date with Kimmy Cat. Kendra says she's a nurse too. Well, I appreciate that you're competing for my affection. Look at Muhammad. Not so nice apartment town on Sunday, restaurants and coffee shops. Just 10 minutes. Muhammad, all right, you need to go out with someone. I'm dating. You're dating a guy since July, but you can't like him that much. How about you dump him? Muhammad, no, I don't really want you to dump him. I hope you guys are happy together. You're all nurses. I am getting flustered with Kimmy Cat. Oh, it's so nice. Top of the morning, wishing you a wonderful day. Danville is a pretty rough area. Okay, so what we have are Savoy, Mount Zion, Rochester, and Mahomet. None of those sound particularly exciting to me. Let's see, I check the coffee before drinking if someone says top of the morning. I don't know what you mean. Kimmy Cat, you're such a buzzkill. You are such a buzzkill. Take a picture of my list and ask Facebook their thoughts. Can I rewrite it? There's always Bement. I'm not moving to Bement, Connie McCabe. You just want me hooking up with the McCabes. I don't even know where Bement is. I know, it's close to Ivesdale. Lovely high school. Hey, somebody sent me $2.79. Thank you so much for that $2.79. You've been watching you for years, back since you and Anne Marie were on Facebook Saturday mornings. Well, I appreciate you watching me for years. Lori, we are blessed, and you stay blessed as well. Well, Kimmy Cat, you crushed me. You crushed me. You filled me with enthusiasm for the fairer sex. And then you crushed me when you came back on and you said you have another man. I pictured all the passion we would have. I imagined the passion we would have. And then the passion went away. Alas. Your ex-mother-in-law said, my ex-mother-in-law. I don't even know, wait, I gotta follow that. Oh, your ex-mother-in-law said my dad played basketball. Her husband went to school with him. Well, that's confusing to me, Connie McCabe. He played a little bit of basketball. You don't know any cities in Illinois? Let's see. You're having a bad day today. What's going on? You want to talk about it? It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have a bad day. I sound like a teacher. I think I am a teacher. Your job offered you double time to work on the 24th and 26th in December. Would you, or just enjoy those days off? That's not a decision for me to make. It's up to you. Do you need the money? Do you like your job? Do you want the days off? You know, that's not my decision. What I would do doesn't really matter. I don't think there's any violation of holiness if you took that. But I'd leave that up to you. What a glorious audience. Can we get to 70 thumbs up while we're here? Wouldn't that be wonderful? So, okay, I still haven't moved. I mean, I'm not supposed to move just yet. It's too early to move. It is too early to move. Again, I still have 2 months left on my lease. It's been fun talking about spirituality with you and the Old Testament and a little bit of the Bears and the Bears and the Green Bay Packers. A little bit about Central Illinois. What else have we covered today? Kimmy Cat. Kimmy Cat apparently was just an unwanted distraction. Well, I wanted the distraction, but I didn't want it just to be a distraction. It's nice to feel alive, like aroused a little bit, if you will, and just feel like you're not dead to the fairer sex in life. And for most of the last 2.5 years, I've been shut down as in the dating mode, has been shut down pretty much for me. And it kind of feels nice a little bit just to entertain the thought of flirting with a woman a little bit. Can I advise you on how to remove your sad emotional in your head? Well, don't worry about removing your sad feelings in your head right now. Go, okay, I have sad feelings. I'm sad right now. Say it with me. Stop trying to remove the sadness from your head. Acknowledge it. Say, okay, I'm a little sad right now. Here, type that. Type, I'm a little sad right now. And when you're done typing, I'm a little sad right now, type, but that's okay. Sadness is just an emotion, and it's a healthy emotion. And when you're done typing that, acknowledge that emotions pass and that either later today or tomorrow you're going to feel a little better, and that what you're feeling right now is totally natural, totally normal, totally okay, and totally healthy. And that despite your sadness, you're feeling thankful for your coffee, your fireplace, your candles, your roof over your head, your job that you have. And start thinking about things that make you happy. And you don't have room in your head for gratitude and depression or sadness or anxiety. And if you start thinking about things you're grateful for, it's going to be hard to be sad for long. Oh, that feels good. So it's 8:31. Somebody says, fit men may make you happy and grateful. Are you a man or a woman? AMB 2.0. You're grateful for Bruce Willis. Well, I'm grateful for Bruce Willis. TJ is grateful for marijuana. Way to go, Hillary. Hillary's grateful for 17 years clean and sober. Way to go. Way to go. Congratulations to you. But yeah, we've had a great show today. It's 8:30. We've talked for over 2.5 hours. We haven't talked for over 2.5 hours, but we've talked for over 2 hours so far. And it's been a glorious show with 68 thumbs up and 63 watchers. Angela, thank you. You think I'm a strong man who can face anything with Jesus in my life. I can. And what I'm going to face right now is I'm going to probably sign off with you fine folk and head on over to the gym and get a workout in. The gym's going to be shut for the next 2 days, so I'm going to have to enjoy it as much as I can today. Might bring my computer, do some video editing, search for cool places to live, cool things to see, or jobs to have in various spots in central Illinois. And looking forward to my day. And I hope you are looking forward to your day as well. I hope you had your week started off great yesterday, that you are, Joe Jean Jackson said she never enjoys working out, but you're proud of yourself when you do. My thought to you, Joe Jean, is you're working out too hard. I think most of us work out too hard, but don't work out enough. And I think that's because we work out too hard and we hate it. And I think you're better off working out less hard and more frequently, and letting it become part of a habit or part of your life or something you enjoy. But again, I talk to people all the time. They go, they got to start working out. But to them, working out is climbing Mount Everest, because they're going to have to be in there 2 hours and hire a trainer and hate it. But you're better off just going to the gym and doing a brief workout, doing some stretching, working on your core, maybe doing some sit-ups, doing a few push-ups or pull-ups or whatever you like to do, or walking on a treadmill for just a little bit, and then building on that, then starting really intensely and hating it. So anyway, again, thank you so much for joining today. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope your week started off great. Hope you've enjoyed today's show. I hope you've subscribed to the page. And I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.